The Alzheimer's Association is the third largest funder of research across the globe behind the US government and the Chinese government. And that's
wow.
That's
mind blowing.
It is mind blowing. And it's because of all the people that come out and support, and our biggest donors and the foundations that support us and the grants that support us really have made a committed investment in research, because we want to see the first survivor. We want to help people combat this disease.
Welcome to Aging in Style with me, Lori Williams. I'm an optimist by nature, and I believe you can follow your dreams at any age. My grandmother's journey with dementia ignited a passion in me to work with seniors. I've spent the past 13 years learning about seniors and aging. In my mid-50s, I followed my own dream and founded my company, where I use my expertise to help seniors locate housing and resources. On this podcast, we cover all aspects of aging. Join us each week to meet senior living experts and inspirational seniors who are following their dreams. The fact is, we're all aging, so why not do it in style? Hi, welcome back to Aging in Style. I'm so glad that you joined in to listen to today's podcast, because we are talking about one of my favorite topics. We are talking about the Alzheimer's walks. And I'm sure you've heard of Alzheimer's walks. If not, then we're going to educate you on what the walks are and what they're for and how you can get involved in one. But I can tell you from experience, they are lots of fun, and you're doing something good too. So you're having fun and you're doing something really great. So of course, we have Megan Rowe back with us. She's with us every month. If you listen to the podcast regularly, she is with the Alzheimer's Association. And Megan is the Senior Program Manager for the Alzheimer's Association, Dallas and Northeast Texas chapter. And Megan's proven expertise is focused on quality education and support services for families, preserving dignity and enabling families and professionals to foster supportive environments throughout the disease process. So welcome, Megan.
Thank you, Lori. It's always fun to be with you. I appreciate being here today.
Well, thank you. It's always fun being with you, and we always learn something new. So today we're going to talk about Alzheimer's walks, because as you said, we are in Alzheimer's season right now, or in the walk season. So tell us about the walks.
Yay, where do I even start? The Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's is happening over 600 communities across the nation every year. It's kind of held annually in the fall, and it's the biggest event, like the world's largest event, to raise awareness and funds for Alzheimer's care, support, and research. So we're really excited to go into walk season. It was a beautiful year last year. You can find your local walk too by going to alz.org/walk and just plug in your zip code. But basically, they're in communities across the nation.
And the cool thing is, you can join a team, an existing team, or you can create your very own team. It's pretty easy. You just go to the website, and I actually have my own team, and you can put on there who you're walking in honor of. And so mine, of course, is my grandmother who had dementia. And I'll tell you something I think is really fun about the walks. One of the things that I really thought was cool, when you get there, it's really just a very fun and positive atmosphere. And they have these flowers that they hand you, and they're different colors, and each color represents something else. And Megan will tell us about it. My color was purple for my grandmother, and I wrote her name on there because she's who I was walking for. So as you're walking and you have your flower, you're just thinking about that person. And I mean, to me, it was just a very positive experience. So tell us a little about the flowers, and then kind of like the setup of the walk.
Sure, no problem. The walks have a lot of different components to them. The flowers, and we call them our promised garden. So why we walk, there's so many people impacted by Alzheimer's disease and dementia. You can go into a bank, a church, doing regular business on it each day and find someone that has some kind of connection to Alzheimer's disease and dementia. So those walk flowers, the colors represent those connections. So purple is I've lost someone to Alzheimer's disease or dementia. Yellow is I'm a current caregiver for someone living with dementia. Orange is I don't have a direct connection, but I support a world without Alzheimer's. Blue is someone who is currently living with Alzheimer's disease. So if you see these folks on the walk, kind of know their connection to the cause. And then you'll also notice a white flower. That's something that we do during our ceremony. And there's only one white flower that rotates these walks. because the white flower represents the first survivor. And currently there is no first survivor because there's no cure for this disease at this moment. So these walks aren't just to honor and those that are living with and those who have passed. It's really about raising awareness and support for funding research across the globe. The Alzheimer's Association is the third largest funder of research across the globe behind the US government and the Chinese government. And that's
Wow.
Yeah, that's
mind blowing.
It is mind blowing. And it's because of all the people that come out and support, and our biggest donors and the foundations that support us and the grants that support us really have made a committed investment in research because we want to see the first survivor. We want to help people combat this disease, whether that's through prevention, medication and treatments, or some other kind of research thing that comes up that helps this disease. So that's one of the biggest things that your dollars go toward when you provide a donation to the Alzheimer's Association. Some of the other things that we fund through the organization, through your generosity, is the care and support for those families that are currently impacted across the nation. We have chapters. I mentioned earlier, we have 600 walks. Well, those are created by all the chapters that represent all the counties in the nation. And those chapters have program staff and 24-hour helpline staff that are available to you to help you through this disease and on your journey. So we do have a lot of free resources available for our community, and the walk helps fund that through the generosity of donors. And then, of course, we work through advocacy. By working through advocacy with volunteer advocates make such a big impact, Lori. It's bananas when you think about the progress of the funding and research at the federal level. I know bananas doesn't sound very professional, but it's really mind-blowing. In 2011, there was only like $400 million allocated for Alzheimer's research at the NIH level, the federal level. We are sitting at, I think it's like 3.8 billion now in 10 years, 11 years, and it's increased every single year. And that wouldn't have happened without the voices of the advocates that work. They do work at the state level too, but we will march to Washington, and paint the town purple to make Alzheimer's a national priority. So we've had really great support from our federal government to provide more funding for research. So research is near and dear to our hearts here at the Alzheimer's Association.
So if someone goes to the walk, let's kind of like break it down. What does it look like? So you get to the walk.
What to expect.
Yeah, what to expect. And, some people get scared, or you're talking a walk. How far do I have to walk? Is it a mile? What is it? So, I've had people ask me these questions. So
yeah, and we've had people ask about, is it a marathon? Do you run? Like, what is it? Yeah.
No, I can assure you don't run, because I have done the walk and I do not run.
No, I've done the walk. It is a walk. There are people that might get ahead of everyone and, jog the thing, but it's a walk. It's family friendly. People bring their dogs and their kids. We have Zumba. We have stage ceremonies in the beginning. We have people sharing their stories, and we do a ceremony together. We were talking about those flowers. Well, imagine a sea of people raising their flowers and all their different connections to the cause. Typically, there's thousands of people at a larger walk. Our Dallas walk used to see about 10,000 people. It's Dallas City Hall Plaza. And I would expect that would be similar this year. The Grandscape walk to End Alzheimer's, which is in a suburb of Dallas, the Colony, I think there are about 5,000 people. So at these larger walks, we do have a sea of people, you could say, really painting the walk purple and the city purple. There is a long walk. I think it's around a mile. They're different depending on the walk, but they have shortcuts. Mm-hmm. They have short routes for people that don't want to do the entire one, or if people come out with their walkers or their wagons or their wheelchairs. There's always an option for a shorter route, or you can just come out and enjoy the stage performances. We've got music. They usually have food trucks. And it's just a family fun event. There's always a lot of vendors, so you can find out information from people and just learn more about who supports the walk in the community and what services they provide.
And like you said, you can just come out, go to the walk, just be there, or you can be on a team and you can raise money. You can create a team And then, like I mentioned earlier, you just go on the website to create it. Do you want to give a little more information on that? How, if someone wanted to
create their own team? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So you can join a team, like Lori said, or create one. You just go to alz.org/walk. You can search for your closest walk by entering your zip code, and it'll show you the closest walk. And through that, you can find a team, or you can find a participant you might know, or you can just create your own team as an individual walker if you don't have a team of people you want to join. And that'll create your own personal fundraising page. You can share it on Facebook, which a lot of people do because it's a really easy way to share fundraising for charities through Facebook fundraisers. And then there's also an app, if anybody's handy with the apps. And we've had a lot of volunteers. They'll do I know that there's one I'm thinking of at Robeson Ranch that there's a woman there that does a golf tournament, and she collects tons of checks from people, and she uses her app to deposit the checks. Yeah, so they've made it really easy. It's just like using your bank app when you deposit a check. So there's a lot of little tools that can help you, but we also have walk team staff that can help support you on the back end if you're having trouble, getting someone signed up, or you want to drop your donations off to them directly. That's always an option as well.
And as you hit different levels of, raising money, I think the first level you get a t-shirt. I have a closet full of t-shirts. I love all my Alzheimer's t-shirts.
Yes, I have a purple section in my closet. Yeah. I have an Alzheimer's section in my closet.
I do too. I have and of course I went to LSU, so I'm all purple there. So I have to see, is this my LSU shirt or my Alzheimer's one? Because it's all funny. Purple there. And then the next level, I was just looking on it today. There's you could choose from, I think it was a hat, but there's different prizes. So they make it kind of fun. Like with any fundraising, as you get to different levels, you can pick different prizes to earn.
Yes, and I think that there's champion level and a grand champion, a grand champion and an elite grand champion. And then at that point, you start earning medals. And it's always fun to earn medals each year so that you can collect them over time. But we definitely have folks that come out every year, and their goals are always to earn those medals. So then they'll just compile all their medals every year. Yeah, no, it's a fun event. People wear purple tutus and get purple wigs and do all sorts of purple things. It's really nice.
Oh, how fun. So if you have always wondered what the walk was about, now you know, and it's a lot of fun. And I do feel like sometimes some people I've talked to, they feel maybe because they didn't really understand what the walk was, maybe a little intimidated by it, thinking it's a walk, or, sometimes you hear walk, you think 5K or something scary like that for those of us who don't run.
Yeah, but, it's nothing like that. It's more of a community event, a walk of solidarity. Honoring those that are impacted and currently impacted, those that have been lost. And just, it's so powerful to see the sea of flowers that we spoke about, because you really see that people aren't alone in this disease. People are struggling with this in many different ways. And there's so many of us out here. So we're really working together to try to figure this out through research to find a cure.
It really is amazing. So, and just know, like Megan said, it's family friendly. So bring your kids, bring babies, bring everyone, bring your dog. It's just it's a great event to be a part of.
And Lori, with that, I'll have to tell you, I started working with the association 5 years ago, and I had my child 5 years ago, and she's been to these walks since she was an infant.
Oh.
And when she was 2 years old, she was loving dancing to that Zumba on stage.
How cute.
Yeah.
So see, you can have you have a family memory, every year of her growing up going on the walk. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, she has a purple section in her closet too.
That's awesome. What other things would we need to know about the walk? So we've talked about, what the money goes for, how to join, or create a team or join a team. What else would people maybe need to know about the walk?
Well, we always are looking for volunteers for the events. If that's something that you're interested in doing and giving back in that way, we always need day of help. We need cheerleaders. We need people to help at registration. We need people to help pass out bracelets and all sorts of things. So if you're interested in volunteering for your walk, there is a volunteer option on your local walk page.
Okay, very good. Well, wonderful. Okay. And what percentage of what's raised goes towards the Alzheimer's Association?
So 79% of everything that is raised goes towards care support, research, awareness, and advocacy.
Wow.
4% goes to administration, because, there's always administration parts of that. And then 17% goes back to fundraising to help us build awareness for fundraising for future.
That's great. Well, this is such great information. And so now you know how you can be a part of the walk. There's so many different ways. You can, as we said, have your own team. You can volunteer. Volunteers are needed. So just so many different ways to be involved and to participate in this really, really fun and powerful event. So Megan, thank you so much. And I'm excited. I know our walk is coming up soon, and I'm excited to go be a part of it.
No, we really appreciate the generosity of our donors. I can't highlight that enough. And before we go, I just want to make sure you all know this. Because of donors and foundations and stuff, we currently have more than $310 million invested in research in 950 countries in projects in 48 countries, 950 active research projects in 48 countries. So no matter what you're doing in the middle of the day, sleeping, whatever, there's research always going on around the world.
That's so amazing and wonderful to know. And so tell us your website again for people to go sign up for a team or create their own.
That website is alz.org/walk.
Okay. And we will also be putting that on the podcast as well and onto the website. So thank you again, Megan. And as always, we appreciate you coming on the podcast and sharing all this wonderful information with us.
Thank you, Lori. It's always a pleasure, and I can't wait to be back.
Great. Thank you. All right. Thank you all for listening. And as always, we really want you to share the podcast with your friends and family. If you know someone with Alzheimer's or with a family member with Alzheimer's, please let them know that we have this great information that we're sharing, that we're going to be walking and raising funds, and that we support them. So be sure to share the podcast. You can find it on the website, which is loriwilliams-seniorservices.com. You can find all of our podcasts there and share them with anyone. We appreciate you for listening, and we will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.